Good morning, and this is going to be a very short little part to the video. We've come back up to another location. This is about revisiting locations. We're in the area. As you saw last night, we were on Bamford Edge and we're going up Win Hill this morning. But these guys decided, Darren and Darren decided, let's go and do Johnson's Hill. Well, it's not called Johnson's Hill, but that's what we're calling it. Paul Johnson come up, took a picture up here, and I've done a video from here before, so I'm calling it Johnson's Hill for sake of the sake. And we've got the barn and we've got the bridge over the reservoir, looking over ladybower. So we've got up here for sunrise. I was running 5 or 10 minutes late. These guys are already up here, so I've just come up and had a look. There's not a lot of cloud in the sky, but it might catch a little bit of colour. If it just stops moving and hangs around where it is, it will catch a little bit of colour. There's some nice yellows in the bottom and leading up into blues. So yeah, we'll get something. It's going to be literally a couple of minutes up here, take a couple of shots, and we're going down to the vans, move the vans into a better location, and then we're going up Win Hill. So if you don't see me from now until then, I'll put a picture up if I get one, and I'll see you up Win Hill. So, thought I'd just jump back on for a second. It's obviously daylight now, you can see our faces. It's about 8:15, the sun has risen and it's just catching. We are actually catching some colour in the sky, which is really quite nice. I wasn't expecting it to happen earlier on. There was only a tiny wisp of cloud going, and then the clouds just filled up a little bit more, and if there's a bit of a bubble of cloud over on the right hand side of the earth, that can just push itself in the frame, that'd be quite nice. But the colours starting to fade away now. We've already had the nice bright pinks, or the really sort of crimsony sort of pinks. It wasn't a lot of it because it was hidden by the lower cloud. The lower cloud was passing underneath the higher cloud. But we have got a little bit of colour still going on, so I'm going to wait for the light to rise. I haven't moved my camera, not a lot. I've only moved it in and out just slightly, but I haven't moved position. So I'm going to see if we can catch a little bit of light as the sun comes up and just bathe this sort of foreground in a bit of light. And then I'm going to try and blend the two images with the nicer clouds with the foreground with a little bit of texture or light on it as well. So we'll see what happens with that. And then, yeah, next stop, Win Hill. So we are on our way up Win Hill as promised. Now, Mr. Morehouse says this is quite steep. Quite is the understatement. It's bloody steep. It's muddy, it's boggy, and it's really hard going on the legs, especially when you've got all your kit on your back. But we're not going to give up. We are going to get to the top, even if it takes us 3 days to get there. But yeah, by God, it's a steep one. Be prepared for a good walk if you come in this direction. Are we there yet? So we have got out the worst of it, but we're still not at the top yet. We're still climbing, and by God, the legs have turned to jelly. I'm just about controlling my breathing, albeit heavy. My heart rate's up at 143 just now, but my legs, they're like jelly. Doesn't help carrying 20 odd kilos on your back though, does it really? It just keeps telling me I have to make my bag lighter. But what do I leave out of it? That's the question. I even took my drone out this time, because I'm not bringing my drone up for the fun of it. But yeah, what do I leave out of it? But yeah, it's opening up now, look at this. Heaven. It's opening up. We get a breeze. We've come up a long, long way from back yonder down there. And I'm not the only one sweating. The double D's are on it as well. You have got your drone, good man. I'll nick his footage. We are definitely getting closer to the top now. We can see the summit, I'm sure it's the summit. If not, it's going to level out. It's leveled out quite a bit where we are now. Now it's opened up and the wind's picked up, which is quite nice. So I've had to zip my jacket up a little bit. Body warmer. perfect for these sort of things. Keeps your core warm and let everything else breathe, as long as you bring a coat with you as well. But yeah, this body warmer is very, very good. I love it. I've had it a few months now and it's growing on me nicely. But I need to get to the top because I'm exhausted. We can see the trig point, and I'm not sure if you can hear me because of the wind, and this mic don't like the wind like some of the other mics. But we can see the trig point and we're just making our way to it now. So we've made it to the top. Oh my God, it's windy up here. And I'm gonna have to put my hat back on and definitely my coat to keep the rest of my body warm as well as my core. But yeah, what a walk. But we're nearly there. Trig point ahead. So we've done it. We're at the top, and that was hell of a steep climb, that was, especially with all this gear on your back. But we're all up here. Time to put the coats back on, keep the body warm, and get a couple of photographs. Now, it ain't the best conditions. It's really quite sunny and blue, but we'll find some rocks, we'll find something of interest, we'll get a bit of the background and the scenery in. Well worth a couple of photographs now we're here. Right, coat time. And biscuits. So from up here you can see down over Ladybower, obviously that's all Ladybower down in the bottom corner there, and you can actually see Winnet's Pass and Mamtur and Baktur. So if I spin you around, I can have a bit of a point you out and show you what we've got up here. So we're looking down there, that's Winnet's Pass, just over the top of these rocks there, that's Winnet's Pass leading you up, and you come round onto there, which is Mamtur, and then you've got, I can't remember what you call that ridge now, and then you've got Baktur just there, and it comes up and over, and you can carry on walking all the way up, and come up the path down here, and lead your way up on this one. So there's a fair old loop there. Maybe one day, when I'm feeling brave, I might even have it a go. Alright, time to see if we can find a few images. Few rocks, definitely a picture of the trig point, maybe one of all three of us up here, and yeah, there's got to be an image to be had even in these conditions. There is some wispy clouds, don't get me wrong, it's not all blue sky, there is some wispy clouds you can see over my shoulder, so it's not all bad, but the best conditions are obviously morning and evening, aren't they? So we'll see what we can do, we'll do something. Undo my coat a bit so you can hear me. So yeah, we're up on the top. Like I said, I've got the camera out, I'm actually on the tripod, trying to get a couple of compositions set up. It's quite difficult because there's a lot of people obviously up here walking and doing routes and stuff like that. I had the tripod set up just over there just now, looking back towards Mamtur and back to that sort of direction. You've got this lovely leading line, it's a vertical shot, I've got this lovely leading line of all the rocks leading you sort of down into the image. Quite a nice one. I also did a vertical one as well, horizontal one as well. Not quite as good, but got a nice leading line coming from the left hand side of the image. I'm facing the other direction at the moment, looking back down to Ladybower, and I can see the two bridges, not perfectly clear, but they are both in there, which is quite nice. Now I'm quite wide, I'm at about 11-12 mil, and I'm using the same again. I'm using some sort of diagonals through the image. I've got a diagonal from the bottom left hand corner leading me across. I've got a rock on the right hand side which is catching the sunlight, and it's winter time, so what are we on, 11 o'clock, so it's still quite low light even though it's winter time, and the sun's up, so it is low light. Looking across now, I'm taking a few shots, different exposures, because there's people moving around. So what I'm going to try and do is paint out the people in the area. So if I take several different shots with them in different places, so if I've got sort of people there and then they move to there, I can sort of blend them over those ones and clone them out with the other images. So yeah, it seems to work quite well, that will. So I should get a cleaner image. I might leave the odd person in because it gives a bit of scale as well. I want to get one with the tour in it, and it's empty at the moment, so I might actually spin the camera around and go wider still, see if I can get the tour in it. Not the tour, the trig point. Let's give that a whirl. Just go for a quick wide one while there's no one near it, and you'll be able to see the trig point in it as well. Just again using the diagonals best I can, and doing a bracketed shot to start off with, and then that gets me all the detail for the sky, and then going back to single shots just to get the rest of them. But the trig point's clear at the moment, so I've got that one. Not the perfect shot, but I just thought I'd take the opportunity while I could. Right, I'm going to get a couple more shots set up and see if I can find something that's really quite nice. preferably looking the other side, but it's so windy the other side, it's really hard to talk to you. God, the wind over on this side of the ledge is absolutely horrendous. It really is windy, coming straight across and bouncing up the side and causing a big uplift coming over the top of us on this side. You've only got to stand 6 foot the other side and it's clear, but from here, wow, it's absolutely insane. So the shot, we're looking back down to Winnitt's Pass again, back down that direction, down into over the top of Castleton. I can't quite get the I suppose I could. Let me see if I can spin it round a little bit. I wonder if I can get the cement works in. No, it's a bit too far around to make the image work quite nice. Again, I've got this massive diagonal coming from the bottom left hand corner, right hand corner as well, but the left hand corner, it leads you all the way through. You can see the scalpy bits in the heather, that obviously, I suppose it's farming the heather, is it? And you're leading down onto Mamtur and Winnitt's Pass and over the top that way. I bet this is a fantastic place to be on a cloud inversion. I bet this is absolutely crazy insane. But there's got to be an easier way to get up here than the way we came. Got to be. We've almost got the trig point to ourselves for a few moments. So I've got another shot lined up and set up at the moment. Got the trig point on the right hand thirds. I've got the hill line in the background on the top thirds. I've got sort of laid in lines, diagonals coming in as well from the left and the right. I've got the reservoir over to the left with Dazzy's head in it. He's just going to the left slightly. He's moved. Let's take a shot quick. He might have heard me say that. I'm not sure, but there's a possibility. That's it, I'm done. He's looking for some crazy low down shots. He's getting a bit technical and clever with it all, and I'm being a bit boring in all fairness, but yeah, I've got some puddles and stuff up here in the muddy areas, and it's sort of reflecting the sky a little bit, which is quite nice. No polarizers or anything, just literally taking it as it is. I'm going to give it one blast as a bracketed shot because I don't think I need to, but I've just got one blast of a bracket shot just in case there's any hidden detail that I can't quite see in the normal exposure, but the normal exposure is perfectly in the histogram. Yeah, I quite like that. Nice clean one of the trig point. So yeah, now that one's done, I think I'm going to move across to the big rock at the end and see what it's like actually looking down, see if we can get a better view doing that. But God, my fingers are cold in my gloves, and got my hat up to stop the wind blowing in my ears. I was just stood on the edge just there, and by golly, it was windy and cold. But it is winter after all. It's only the 2nd of January. Well, I'm really not sure whether you're getting any of me talking or whether it's just wind noise you got, because the wind coming across me is just really quite crazy, quite insane. But we've come up on the rocks now. I'm shooting a vertical at the moment, a horizontal, but I'm going to switch it over to a vertical. There's a lot of nice rocks, and it sort of staggers you down through into the image. But the nice thing about it is you can see both the bridges in the background, which I quite like. So I'm going to take a bracketed one of this f11, which will give me a little bit of depth in the image. Wide angle, it's not really a problem. I'm quite a wide at sort of 16mm, and then I'm going to flick it over and do a more vertical shot. And this time I'm going to sort of go wider but looking down, so it makes the rocks in the foreground a lot bigger. I just need to go forward a bit, and I haven't got a lot to put my feet on. It's just to balance where I am, and I can't let go of the tripod because the tripod will just disappear. It's that windy. But now I've got this nice diagonal line coming from the bottom left hand corner. Just by moving forward, it's made a lot of difference. And with having a wide angle lens, it stretches everything from the edges of the frame, so it's stretching this rock right forward, and you've got this big nice diagonal leading you right down. This one I might have to focus stack. I'll give it a go. I'll tell you what, I'll do it at f14, focus on the foreground, and I should be okay. I don't mind if the background goes off a little bit. Bracket in, there's some wispy clouds in the sky, which is quite nice. The sun's sort of in and out. I am right out at 10mm on. I'm just going to move my composition slightly. I want to get a bit more of the rock in, a little bit more of the edge of the rock in, but I don't want to lose the reservoirs in the background. And I'll put the two up, and just to show you the two differences of what I mean, but I was just losing the edge of the rock on the right hand side of the frame in the first image. See if that works a bit better there. Again, lines leading you through the image all the way back down to the reservoirs and in the sky in the top. Not a bad little shot really, not a bad little shot at all. Right, I think I'm virtually done unless I can come up with something really impressive, so we'll see. We may get one more shot before the end of this video, but fantastic day out. I've enjoyed being out with the boys again, and even though it's cold and windy, thoroughly enjoying it. And I know you can't see me face, but I am in here. I think we're done. I think we're about done. We've walked down to these little like set of rocks at the end of the outcrops, you know, sort of leading down the pathway a little bit. And as you get on top of them, you notice there's 3 rather than 1. So it works quite nice as a set of 3 rocks, sort of pointing you out and leading you out over the top of the reservoirs. Not the best of photographs, but in different conditions, different time of year. The heather's all round here, all the dead heather. So imagine being up here when this is all nice pinks and purples and blues and stuff. It'll look fantastic. So it really, really would make a lot of difference. So now we're here, we know how to get here and what it's all, you know, what the score is to get to this location. We're going to go down a slightly different way. There are some paths that lead down to the woods and then along the pathway along the bottom. So we're going to give that a go, see what the, you know, what that's like underfoot. If that's a better way to come up next time, maybe that's worth doing. But this will be a really nice location, sunset or sunrise. You get the views, 360-degree views virtually all the way around, and it's pretty amazing. So no matter which direction you're going to look in, you're going to get something to take a photograph of. But down on the reservoirs, this would be amazing on a cloud inversion. It really, really would. So I'm going to love you and leave you now. I'm going to disappear. I'm going to head off back down the hill and get myself a well-earned cup of coffee and find a location probably for this evening, because it's still only lunchtime at the moment. So I don't know, maybe Stanage Edge or something, but we'll have a chat with these two and see what they fancy, if they're still allowed out for another night, that is. And yeah, we'll sort something out for later on. You never know, maybe another video. Till then, don't forget to like and subscribe, give us a share and a thumbs up and all that. Check out Daz's videos as always, because he's always out with us, quite a lot. So yeah, always check his videos out because he does different spin on it, different idea, different photographs, different sort of way of looking at things. So yeah, till next time, ciao for now, see you soon. And yeah, like I say to you always, get out and shoot. You can't take photographs with the cameras indoors. See you soon, bye bye.